In this video, something completely different, but it is related to my 3D printing and laser engraving videos, because what I've got is a portable power station from Fossibot. It is the Fossibot F2400, and this is a beast of a machine. It's a 2400 watt power station in which I can hook up all these machines during my video, also when using outside or on a fair. This one even comes with a solar panel for charging, so it is quite a nice machine, and I will show you this in this video. So here you go, this is what it looks like. I think it's a pretty nice design. It is quite heavy, it's 22 kilograms, but this is because of the batteries inside. Talking about the batteries, this machine's got lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are a lot safer than the standard lithium batteries, and that's what you want with a portable power station. So I've unpacked everything. Let's have a closer look at the power station in a minute. But I also got the foldable solar panel, which is a really nice addition. It's a 200 watt solar panel, max 200 watt, which you can just carry around and connect to this power station. And of course it comes with a nice instruction manual where you can see how to operate the machine, how to connect everything. And also there's an app included if you want to use your smartphone to control this power station. So let's have a closer look at the power station. On either side, left and right, on the top, you can open these vents, and there's some fans behind it. So if the machine really has to deliver a lot of power, the fans will kick in. So that's nice. You can just cover them up. On this side, you have 3 outputs, regular wall sockets. So these are 240 volts outputs in my case, with grounding, so that's nice. And on this side, you've got a cover. And this has got the MPPT, so that's the input for the solar panel. I think it's the XT60 connector. And also the standard AC input for your wall outlet. All these outputs are covered with rubber seals. So I like this because in my workspace there's a lot of dust, so I can just cover it up. You've got the 12 volt car output, 12 volt DC input. You've got 2 12 volt barrel connectors output. And you got USB-A two times, this is 18 watts. You got USB-C, you got 4 times, which are 3 times 20 watt and 100 watts, so that's really a lot of power. You've got the selector switch, which you can use to select the charging input. It can go all the way up to 1100 watts and go down to 300 watts. So if you don't need to do fast charging, you can just dial it down. It will not consume this amount of power, and then you can just leave it on. Or you can charge it, of course, using the solar panel. It's got a built-in light. It's convenient if you take it outside and you need some light. Also SOS function, so it can blink SOS or permanently on. It's got a nice display in which you can see everything. And you can also have these selectors. So if you want to select this output, you can just turn it on and off. And that goes for all the other outputs. So you can just select which one you want to use or you don't want to use. Of course, the power switch. This one on the top is really nice. There's a compartment in which all the cables are stored, which are included with the machine. So these are your standard MC4 connectors for your solar panel. And this is the XT60. So that's nice. Everything's stored. You got these carrying handles. Again, it is quite heavy. It's 22 watts, 22 kilograms. But it's pretty doable if you want to take it with you. And that's basically it, I think. Yeah, so next I will turn it on. I will show you the display, everything which is on the display and what you can turn on and off and how to operate it. And then we can do some testing on the machine to see if it really delivers the 2400 watt power. So let's have a quick look at the solar panel. What I like is these handles are magnetic, so they clip together. If you're not using it, you can store it like this. There's a pouch with a zipper on there. Let me open it. In which you can store the cables that are included. But also in there is a little junction box. So it has, let me open this. It has different outputs. It's got 2 USB-A connectors, one regular, one quick charge 3.0, so that's nice. There's a USB-C connector and a barrel connector. So you can just charge your devices directly from your solar panel, or you can connect it using these MC4 connectors and this included cable to your power station. And then you can charge your power station for free. That's nice. There's also a little manual included in the kit. Let me close it. And you've got these Velcro stands, so you can open them, then you can unfold the panel and you put it upright towards the sun. In total it's 4 panels, so you got 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and they can deliver a maximum output of 200 watts. I don't think you will get 200 watts exactly, because there's also a little bit loss most of the time, but still it's nice that you can just hook it up if you're on holiday. You got a nice sunny area, just hook it up to your power station and you can charge it for free. So that's a nice benefit. So let's have a look at all the in and outputs at the front of the power station. On the left side you've got all the 12 volts outputs and inputs, and on the right side you got all the USB outputs. Let's start on the left side. This one is a 12 volt 10 amp car output, like a cigarette output, so that's nice. This one is the XT connector for in and output, 12 volts 25 amps, and then you've got 2 barrel connectors, each 12 volts and 3 amps. So it's nice to have those, and again you can turn them on and off using this switch. On the right side you've got 2 USB A's. These are both quick charge 3.0, also covered by this rubber sleeve, so you can cover it up. Then you've got 3 USB-C outputs, PD 20 watts, so they are also covered using this sleeve. And then you've got 1 USB-C 100 watt output, so that's really nice to have. And then again you can turn them on and off using this switch. So let's have a look at the cables that are included and also stored in the top compartment of this power station. Of course you've got a power cable, so this is just to connect it to mains and charge the battery. Another nice feature of this power station, it's got a UPS function. So if you open this side and you connect the power station to your AC outlet, your wall outlet, and on this side you will connect the device at the AC outlet on the power station. It will have a pass-through, so it will just power directly from your wall outlet to here. But if something fails and you have a blackout in your home, this UPS or this power station will take over immediately. Within 8 milliseconds it will just say, okay, this one is turned off, so now it will just power it from the internal battery and you can just continue working as if there's nothing wrong. So that's a really nice feature, I think. That included is this cable. This is an XT60 connector to connect on the side of this machine, and these are MC4 connectors to connect your solar panel, so you can charge the battery via solar. And then you've got this one again, an XT60 connector for the input, and a 12 volt car output, so a cigarette lighter output, so you can charge the battery from your car if you are on the road. And then again you have this nice and easy compartment at the top to store all the cables, so everything is always included with the power station if you go on a trip. So let me first remove this protective foil and now turn on the machine. You can do so by press and hold this button. So if you short press it, nothing will happen. If you press and hold it, it will turn on. Let me do so. You will hear a beep. You can hear the fan spinning for a few seconds before it turns off, and it's completely silent. Now it's completely silent. In the middle you can see the capacity, the remaining capacity. So it says 26%, 58 hours remaining, and this is depending on the amount of power you are drawing from this battery. It will auto adjust. On the left side you can see the input, and on the right side the output. It says 50 Hertz, so we're working at 50 Hertz where I live. Then I've got this dial. At this moment it's on 1100 watts charging power. You can go to 900, 700, 500 and 300. So that's a really nice feature, that you don't need to always charge with 1100 watts. So it depends on what you want. Then you can turn on and off these sections. So if I press this one for the 12 volts, you can see the little barrel icon, also the XT icon and the cigarette icon. So it says that is turned on. Press again, it will turn it off. And on this side you can see the little USB icon, so that means that the USB section is on. And on the right side you've got this one for the AC. So if I press this, you can see there's a little AC sign. And it clicks, so it engages these 3 outputs. Again, turn it, press it again, and it will turn it off. And if you want to turn this one off, you have to press and hold it again. Then you've got the light, you got 3 modes, one press permanently on, another press SOS, and then one more, it will just blink, and then it will turn it off if you press it again. That's basically how you can operate this. And then if you want to turn it off, you have to press and hold it, and it turns off. So pretty easy operation and clear indication of what is turned on and off. Of course you can turn on and off everything at once if you want, so that's up to you, just whatever you need. And if you don't need it, you can just turn it off out of safety, that it will not be under power. So let me start with a simple first test to see if I can charge my phone using the power station. Let me connect it first to the 20 watt output. As you can see, nothing happens because it's still turned off. Let me turn it on. And you can see it says fast charging. It will draw, or at the moment it draws 15 watts. So that's the power consumption for charging this phone at the moment. Let me try the 100 watt output. Now you can see it says super fast charging, and it's drawing 14 watt at the moment. And it tells me with the current battery capacity, or the charging which is still in the batteries, which is 26%, I can charge with this current up to 20 hours. So if this one was full, I could let's say around 80 hours of charging time for this phone. So that's nice. So you can charge this phone a lot of times. So yeah, that works great. Of course the USB-A I can also utilize if I want. So I can have a lot of USB devices at the same time powered from this power station. So next let's see if this machine is up to the task. It says it can deliver up to 2400 watts. I will put these machines on one by one and see if this machine can cope. First one is a spot heater, and this is rated for 460 watt max. Then I've got this heat gun. This is rated for 1500 watts max. And then I've got this smaller miter saw. This is 1500 watts as well. So let me turn on the switch for the AC outlet. And first let's turn on the spot heater. This is on max power. It's drawing 430. Yeah, between 390 and 430 watts. So no power issues whatsoever. Let me turn on this one. Low setting. Little over 1200 watts max. No issue. High setting. Now it's drawing almost 2000 watts, so 1900. And now let me turn on my miter saw. Let me put on my protection. So it's right at the top, 2300, almost 2400 watts. No issue whatsoever, as you can see. It's just working without any problem. It says 9 minutes remaining now, so you can see it's putting a lot more power. But no issue whatsoever. Let me turn this one off. You can see it goes down to 1900 watts. Let me turn this one off. Almost 400 watts. You can see now it's 50 minutes left. And turn this one off. And now we're back to 0. And it starts counting, so it raises the amount of hours you can use this machine. So you can see nearly at the peak of its power, no issues whatsoever. It didn't draw the max power that it's rated for, as you can see. Otherwise these two would only be 3000 watts already. But it kept it at around 2400. Now I will see what it does when I overload it. There's an overcharge protection on the side. You can reset it, so it will pop out once it's overloaded. You can reset it. So let me try if I can push it over the limit in the next test. So next test, let's see what happens if I overload this machine. This is like a toaster. This is 2000 watts. Then I've got this one, this is max 1500 watts, and this is also 15, oh no, this is 1200, so it's not 15 but 1200 watts. So if I put all these machines on, it should not cope, and it should give me a warning message or some kind, or maybe it will trip the safety switch. So let me first turn on this one. Let me see, it's drawing 1989 watts, so almost max power. Let me turn on this one. It says 2405, so already a little bit over the max power. And now let me see what happens if I turn on this one. And you can see it turns off. It will give me a warning, it blinks, the AC icon blinks, meaning I tripped the safety switch. So this machine protects itself from getting too much power drawn out of the batteries. So I really like that. So everything is turned off. I cannot turn it on again. Oh, I can. Okay. So it's not tripped the safety. It just turned it off. I need to reset it and then it works again. So let me see, let me turn this one on again and also the other one. And again, it turns itself off. So that really works pretty well. It beeps. Not sure if you can hear it. It gave a beep as an indication that something is wrong, and it switches off the AC outlet. So I'm pretty pleased with the result. So you cannot overload this machine. It's just, it's got its safety measures to prevent this. So next I will test and measure to see how stable this machine is. So I will measure the voltage without any load and under load. I will do an average load and a maximum load to see if the voltage drops, and if so, how many volt it drops. Most products we use over here are rated for 110 up to 240 volts. So it's not really a big deal, but I just want to know if this machine will keep, or this device will keep the voltage nice and level, or if it will just drop significantly under load. So to measure the voltage, I've connected this power cable. I will put in my probes in this connector. First I will show you the display, the voltage without any load, then average load and then maximum load, and you can see the voltage if it drops or not. So as you can see, without any load, you can see there's zero power being drawn. It measures 226, 227 volts. Now let me turn on an average power consumption. You can see it draws a little over 800 watts max. You can see the voltage drops 1 volt, 225, 226. So this is very nice. Let me raise the power. 1500 watts. You can see 224, so it dropped from 226, 227 to 224, so not a big deal. Let me now put on the toaster. 2400 watts, and you can see it will drop a little bit. 184, so you can see it does drop in voltage. But it's still 184 volts. Not too bad, I think, because it's at maximum power. Let me turn off one device. So now it's 1800 watts, and you can see then it's back to 225. So under maximum load, this power station does have a voltage drop of about 40 volts. Again, for most appliances we used, this is not a big deal because they work from 110 volts all the way up to 240. But you need to take this into account. On the other hand, I don't think this device is meant to be under maximum load for a large amount of time. Yes, it will cope, and yes, it has its protection built in, but I think you should put it on the normal load. That's what it's used for. So next I want to do some charging testing. I will start with the AC charging first. So I will use the wall outlet connected to the AC input on this device, and then I will also test it on different settings. So first I will start with 300 watts, then 500, 700, 900 and then 1100 watts. And then I will compare the readout from this display against the readout in the breaker box to see how accurate this is. So let's compare the charging on the device itself against the breaker box. As you can see, at this moment we have a consumption in our house on phase 1, 276 watts. So now let me put in the AC power on 300 watts. You can see it says supercharged on the display, and this should read out 300 watts in a few seconds. So you can see the power goes up, and I've got the setting at 300 watts. And as you can see, now it's charging at 300 watt power. And you can see the consumption on the breaker box is 584 watts. Let me raise the charging power to 500 watts. You can see it will go up to 500 watts. Here we go. And on the breaker box it says 772 watts. I will go up to 700 watts. Let me wait for a few seconds. And now we're at 700 watts, and you can see it is 961. Go to 900 watts. We will go up 900 watts, and it says 1152. And now go max power 1100 watts. And we are at 1100, and you can see 1340 watts, 43. So it is nearly the same, so the charging power seems to be accurate. There's only a small difference in the readout at the breaker box against this display, so I'm quite happy with that. If you take a look at the charging hours, so it says 2 hours. If I lower this, it still says 2 hours. That's because, yeah, again, there's only one digit. Let me go to 700 watts. It says 3 hours now. 500 watts. 4 hours. And 300 watts. 5 hours, 6 hours even. So you can see the impact of the amount of charging power, of course. So the AC charging, I just did a test and I think it's pretty accurate. On the 300 watt settings, I measured the delta of 22 watts. So I had 22 watt more in the breaker box than it shows on the display. At the 500 watt it was 10 watt more, so it's only a small. At the 700 watts it was 1 watt less, so it's exactly, yeah, it's almost spot on. At the 900 watt setting it was minus 10 watt, and at the 1100 setting it was minus 14 watt. So there's a little bit of a small delta, but not much. It's only a few watts, so I call that pretty accurate. And yeah, I think this setting does what it's supposed to do. So now that the machine is charging at max power, 1100 watt, the fans kick in. So you need to open these sides, these covers, and the fans start spinning. You can also see so on the display, there's an icon which spins. And you can feel that there's some warm air coming out of this side. So let me do a measurement on the inside and the outside. Let me first measure this side. You can see it's 25 degrees centigrade. And on the other side, let me measure in the fan. You can see it's 37, almost 38. So it's a little bit warmer, not too much. And again, the fan, you can hardly hear them spin. So yeah, it's really nice having these fans, which are not loud at all. So some of my viewers might ask themselves, Jeroen, what the heck, why do you need a power station like this? Well, of course, it's always nice to have one in your home. Let's say you have a power outage, you can still continue doing what you're normally doing. Can charge your phone, many things you can do as normal. But in the Netherlands it's not really common to have power outages, or at least until now. So for me this is not the main reason. The main reason for me was when shooting YouTube videos, many times when I do product reviews, I have to get this laser device connected or a 3D printer device connected. I got my camera gear, a light setup, things like that. So I need to have many outlets at hand. So this device will help out. I can just put it next to me, connect everything within arm's length, and yeah, it makes it very convenient. So that's for me the main reason to get this device. Besides doing a product review, of course, and showing you what the capabilities are of this machine. But for me that's the main reason, just to have another power source next to me, which I can just put wherever I want, connect it, and then be done with it. So if you like this product, I will put a link in the description of my video where you can find it. I will make sure there's also a coupon code that you will get a nice discount. And next I want to do the input charging test via the solar panel. So I've connected the solar panels to the power station. There's a little bit of sun, not too much. Let me show you the charging power at this moment. As you can see, we're currently charging at 79 watts. The display flickers a little bit because of the camera. So let me take a still picture, I think that's easier to see. But as you can see, you can just charge using the solar panel. Again, free energy, just leave it outside for several hours and it will charge up your battery. So in next test I want to see how good the UPS function works. As I've explained, this power station can also act as a UPS. UPS stands for uninterrupted power supply. So that means if by any chance you get a blackout, this device should take over within 8 milliseconds. So what I've done for this test, I've put in the AC wall outlet in here. And then there's a pass-through and it will go out on the other side to this printer. So this printer is now actually powered by my AC outlet on the wall. But if I remove the cable, this one should take over and this one should just continue without any issue. So let's do that. Let me take out this cord and see if this one remains on and operational. Here we go. And as you can see, nothing happens. Now this one is powered from the power station. No hiccup, nothing, no glitch. I can just operate it as normal without any interruption. So that's a very nice option to have. So one thing I do want to point out, because I'm pretty sure I will be getting this question when I release this video. Nowadays many homes in the Netherlands and other countries, they're investing in home batteries to store your solar power and then use it to power your home. So to get more efficient energy in your home. This power station is not meant to be for that. Yes, it can store up to 2 kilowatts of power, but this is mainly used or meant to be as a backup or a portable power source. This is not meant to be to connect directly in your home grid. No, yes, of course, you can hook up several devices on there, but this is not meant to feed your home. But it does give you extra confidence and the ability to have power if you get a blackout. So that's nice. And for me, again, this is just to have power sources next to me when I'm doing the reviews and use different types of devices. So for me, this is just a portable power source where I connect everything in one go and within arm's reach. So that's nice. But again, I don't think this is meant to be like the home batteries that you can now buy at the many stores currently. So I just want to point that out. If some people think, I can modify it or whatever, that's up to you. That's not what I try to explain to you in this video. But I do really like this this portable battery. Again, it gives you a lot of freedom. If you go out on holiday and you take this with you, you can just power your TV, your radio, cooking gear and everything. So that's the way I think it's meant to be. But with that said, what you can do though is currently this is hooked up to my AC outlet and it's charging at 1100 watts. And this is free energy because let me show you over here. You can see my solar panels on the roof. They are generating about 2500 watts at the moment. And I'm drawing 1400 watts. So in this 1400 watts, there's also the 1100 watts for charging this battery. So once this battery is fully charged using solar, then I can do my review videos and things for free, in fact, because it's stored in the battery. I collected it via solar, and now I'm using it to power on my laser machines and 3D printers. So that's an option that you can do. And you can clearly see I'm generating more from solar than I'm currently pulling out of my my home, my sockets. So yeah, in that way you can use this one as a home battery, but not to power directly or connect directly to your breaker box. So next I want to talk about the app, because nowadays many devices, they come with an app. Also the Fossibot F2400. I've installed it on my smartphone. So let me show you all the menu settings and how it operates. So when you open the app, you can see on the screen all the devices which are connected. Let me select the Fossibot F2400, and then you'll be presented with the battery power. You can see this one is 100% power, and that's it. If I now turn on the DC out, you can see in the app that the DC out is enabled. If I turn on the AC out, you can see that also the AC out is enabled. And if you turn off the DC, you can see it's no longer there. If you turn off the USB, that's also DC, it pops up again. If I connect, let me get the cable, the smartphone for instance, let me connect it to the 100 watt quick charge port, like so. And now connect it to my phone. You can see in the output it will start to raise. You can see it's 14 watts. This is also on the screen and also in the app. You can turn off the ports via the app. If I turn it off, it will also be disabled over here. Let me do it. Now it's turned off, and you can see it's no longer charging. So you can enable and disable this from the app. So let me go through the settings menu on the top corner. You can rename the device to whatever you want. If you've got multiple devices, you can do so over here. So here you can see the name, permission management. You can set the amount of devices you can bind. So in this case I only got one device. You can disable, enable the key sound. You can enable, disable remote shutdown. There's an energy management, so you can set the discharge and charging percentages. There are charging settings. You can book a charging. So for instance, if you want to say I want to set the charging at a certain time, you can do so. For instance, if you've got solar panels, you can say I only want to charge during the day when the solar power is there, and in the night I don't want to charge, so that's nice. What is this? Oh, it is just screen downtime. So the amount of minutes before the screen goes black. Standby time, you can also set the standby time in the app. Network config, firmware version, and also fault log. So and you can unbind the device if you want to disconnect it. So that's basically it. I think, yeah, it's pretty basic, but it's got everything that you might need, especially to be able to see the charging power. I think that's nice, so you can see the amount of current that has been is drawn from the battery. Let me click on these. Can I do something? No, I cannot. I can only disable. If I go down, you can set disable, enable the AC output. The DC output you can enable, disable. And you can see the ports. So the XT60 port. You can see the DC imports and also the car charger. Again, if you connect these, you can see the charging currents. And the LED light you can turn on and off. Let me do so from the app. Now it's on. And I can turn it off. And I can also set the mode. So if I turn it on, I can say SOS mode, and I can say also flash mode, and I can do always on. Let me change it, and I can turn it off. So that's all you can do from the app. Again, I think all the options are there, and I especially like the one that is it indicates the charging output. So that's it for this week's video. To sum it up, I think it's a really nice device. It is pretty solid. It feels well built. Nice carrying handles. I like the fact that you can set the input power for charging, so you can put it lower if you don't need to have it charged ASAP. I like the fact that I can just hook it up to a solar panel or use it as a UPS. Everything works fine. I've tested this, so you've got a nice security if you're printing something and you want to make sure that nothing happens besides having spaghetti failure and things like this. You can just put it in between. If the power goes down for whatever reason, it will just take over and you can finish your print. It's nice to have this nearby so I can connect everything. Also great to see the power consumption. If you think it's a little bit too heavy, there's even a trolley that you can purchase separately. So you can mount this one on a trolley and you can wheel it around. Might be a nice accessory. For the rest, I'm pretty happy with this one. They also got this one in green with a green bezel, lime green or something. I like the black one, but you can have this option. You can purchase it with or without the solar option. It's nice to have this one if you are on holiday and you've got the sun. You can power it. Of course, during my testing with an average sun, it only took in about 80 watts, where the maximum power is 200 watts. The maximum input, by the way, on this side for the XT60 is 500 watts. So you can hook up 2 of these sets, and there will always be some loss for the inverter. So you will not get the maximum input. So you have to take this into account. But still, again, it's free energy. If you put it in the sun, it can just charge. Without any energy cost. I think that's all I can say about this one. If you've got any questions, just raise them in the comment section. I will try to answer them whenever I can. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.